You asked, I listened. Guess what? We're gonna do a tour of the craft cottage. Let's go. Okay, here we are. Don't mind the traffic noise if you hear it. These are the plants we potted a while back. They're looking amazing. I've been keeping them watered. Don't look at all the weeds because I haven't been doing anything with that. Hello and welcome to the craft cottage. Okay, let's go in. Okay, I don't even know where to start. Where do we start? Let's start with where I craft. Okay, that's my craft station. That's my craft table. That's where I stand. I stand on that mat right there. I don't sit. I do have a stool, you'll see in a little bit, but this is my basic workstation. I have 2 bar lights that hang overhead, and then I have a couple extra lights you see right there and right there that give a little extra light. So in these cubbies, they kind of pull out like drawers. They're just wooden cubbies I got at Aldi 5 years ago, and they pull out like drawers, and I keep things that I need close at hand that I use a lot. Scissors, twine, paints, glues, things like that. And I keep a fresh piece of craft paper taped to my station to protect my tabletop, and the tabletop is not really that pretty, so it's just some flooring that I got and glued down on here. My husband and I created this. This part was they called it a craft table, but it was small. It's only 2 foot by 4 foot, and so we added the extra piece to it, and I'm going to show you that a little bit more in detail. So these are the lights that I turn on. This is where my phone sits. I record with my phone, and so it's overhead and it's here. Sometimes I have more or less blocks. This is really fancy. This is high-tech stuff, guys. Really fancy. So over here, because I have a power strip right there, I have all the things that need to be plugged in. Also have an extension cord down there in the floor that's plugged into a different outlet over there. Then I have in these jars I got at Dollar Tree a lot of bits and baubles that are handy to have. I also have this catchy. If you don't know what this is not a paid advertisement. This was a gift from a friend of mine. And she said, I always hear on your videos how you talk about the bugs in Texas and how they are annoying, and I see them on your screen. So she got this for me for Christmas. And where that blue light is, that attracts the bugs, and then they go down in there and it sucks them in. And if you're a bug lover, I'm sorry, I apologize, but then it's a little funnel down, and there's a sticky pad that you replace in the bottom, and it opens right there, and then you just clean it out. And so it needs to be up close to the light. That's why I have it there. But these are beads, baubles, little, you can just see. These are all my little extra resin pieces that I've poured and had left over when I have extra resin, and I just pour extra pieces. So there we go. My gum, and then just extra little things that fit nicely in jars and stack nicely over there. And then under here, I don't know if I can see it or not, I have a little bar stool that I can sit here and work if I want to. I have my sewing machine that I can put up here and work at. This place has a lot of outlets. There's cubbies inside there, which were on the outside, but we put on the inside because I knew it was going to be up against the wall. So I just keep extra bags and things that I don't use that often. I also can crawl under there and access the back side of the other side. Let me go to the other side for you. Of course, my sink that we had installed, that wasn't in here when we purchased it. And then just extra stuff over here. I have lots of scrapbook paper in all of these totes. That's Dollar Tree signs, and all of those totes are scrapbook paper. When we purchased this, it already had all the sheetrock, all the insulation. It already had, it was ready to go. It was wired for electricity and everything, and we just had to have electricity run out to it from our pole. So that was good. We had it had 2 window unit ACs, and we had a mini split put in. Okay, this cabinet has small tools like my orbital sander, my jigsaw's actually on the floor under there. I have my brad stapler, my drill is there. Inside there are just hammers and screwdrivers, my mini saws, and all of those things are in there. My printer, this has just extra things that I need. There's some bigger spools of ribbon in that bottom drawer that won't fit where I have my other ribbons. I have paint brushes, just bits and bobbles. This is not gonna look like it's very organized to you guys, but I can find everything. I know where everything is. So here's my Cricut Station. There's my Cricut on my vinyl. This basket will just kind of pull out like a drawer. This was just a table that I purchased on Facebook Marketplace. Very inexpensive, and I just put a piece of wood across the bottom to make myself an extra shelf. I've got my paper cutter and my Cricut press, heat press, and my little cutting mats are kind of back there. And yeah, and my little curtain that I just bought a piece of scrap fabric, and it wasn't quite long enough, but I made it work. Then there's some more of these that are amazing storage, and I just have extra stuff over here, extra pens, extra cutting tools, and scissors and X-Acto knives and those types of things, just bits and bobbles. When I say bits and bobbles, I mean like this kind of stuff, eyeballs. And this is like hardware. This has hardware, this kind of stuff. Okay, y'all may be fast forwarding through this, you may not care. I have magnets and templates for triangles. Okay, magnets. Okay, so I'm definitely a craft hoarder. If I ever think I'm going to use it, I use it. Got some tissues. Over here's just cleaning supplies that doesn't really have anywhere to go. And there I have all my spray adhesives, spray paints, anything that looks like that. That's where I keep my resin, SALTWASH, stains, that sort of thing. That's in the top and the bottom. That's what is in this cabinet. And then up there I have some fabric. I also have some fabric in the house. This is just the fabric I thought I would use out here. And this is all hoarded junk, stuff that I think I'm going to use. Lids that I kept that I thought were unique, or stuff. And then there's some, it's good stuff. It's not junk. Ask my husband what happens when you call it junk. You get in trouble. And then I have some of these that I had from when I scrapbooked. But I purchased these from Sam's Club. And then I have a bunch of them, and I labeled them. These are all my scrap papers that I've cut and had leftovers. And then I just put the colors on and I put them in there. And then I have leftover decals, or decals I made and didn't use on the Cricut. I put them in there. This is extra scrapbook paper, and my rub-on transfers are over here. And then this little thing I've had for a long, long time, and it just happened to fit in that cubby. And so I labeled what all was in there. That's really handy. Those drawers are nice, bigger than 12 by 12. So those are really nice. Again, more bits and bobbles of that kind of stuff. Things you don't want to throw away, but what are you going to do with it, or things you're going to use. These are my mixing cups, things I'm going to mix paint in. I can pour paint in there and not have to waste, and I can throw it away. It's things I've saved, like fruits and vegetables come in, and then it's disposable. Things I'm going to, redo, came out of my decor, going to redo. Okay, then we'll go to this side of the room, and we have the necessities. Paint brushes, paints, cleaners. This little thing rolls, so I can move it over closer to me if I want. I just finished this little DIY paint swatch for myself. It's two-sided actually, and I just painted them and wrote on there what colors they are so I can see what they look like when they're all dry. And I like to hang my big paintbrushes because then they're not like down there in the way. And there. The more expensive paintbrushes, I want to take care of them. My DIY paints, I just got them all organized so that I can find them and see them. And then another one of these lovely things, my sister gave me this when she cleaned out her craft room. It's just full of ribbons and little tiny wood pieces, little extra wood pieces, leftovers. Pieces of ribbon that are just leftovers, bits and baubles. That's what I call bits and baubles. Just stuff. Stuff I'm going to use someday. Over here I have just these are like the leftover floral bits. I have some more ribbon in that. I have wood dowels, wood craft sticks, wood beads. I have a tray with wood beads that I organized by size in here. My mom gave me this little tray. I'm not sure where she got it, but I love it. I'm glad she gave it to me. And then I got these at Aldi one time, and they're really nice little storage containers. If you ever see them, grab them. They're really worth the money. And pretty self-explanatory what's over here. A few florals. I don't do a lot with florals. All of that is like, at the bottom is Dollar Tree stuff. I have some planters and terracotta pots and a few glass things in there. And just supplies. My IOD stamps and molds are there, and the ones that won't fit in a tote are slid up next to the side. T-shirts I'm gonna make for my grandkids. And up here I have organized all the things that need a spot, and I put the name on it so I won't forget what's in there, because out of sight, out of mind. That's why I like the clear totes, so I can see what's in there. And this is just the shelf of stuff I'm gonna DIY with, but haven't gotten to it yet, or whatever. This is just my stash. And then these are garage sale thrift flip. Someone gave me little box, whatever, yarn. And this was gonna be my sewing cabinet with all the sewing stuff in it, but I never have brought it all out from the house yet. But I do have some thread and fabric and stuff in that as well. And then there's the wood scrap corner. Not to be confused with the wood scraps in the shop. This is just the little pieces that come inside. The spindles, you know, the shorter pieces, the paint stir sticks, and then the pieces that I've cut off that I know I'm gonna use someday when you just need a little piece. Some Dollar Tree extras that I've purchased. Some more little drawers with bits and baubles. I've got lots of bits and baubles. And then, you know, this is to make it smell good. And then this, in my craft room, I had, you know, over there you saw two of these big, tall shelves. I had two on one side and one on the other side of my craft station. But that doesn't work in here because of the ceilings. So I put one over here and then the other two over where they fit. I just had to make it, you know, how it fits. There's my ladder because I need to be able to get up. Hang on with me. We're going up, 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 up. I need to be able to get up there where all my picture frames are. My laser engraver's up there because I never did really get the hang of that thing. Wanted it. They sent me one to review, and I just never got the hang of it. I will someday. Got extra vases up there. I have to brag on my little granddaughters and their painting abilities. I have 5 granddaughters, and all of them are so incredibly talented. 2 of them made me these night owls, since that's what I am. Nope, that's not DIY stuff. That's just decorations. Okay, then back around here, we have the loft, where I can store out of season things or things that I don't need that often. And I can just stick it up there with the ladder. So here it is. This is it. I also put the flooring in whenever we purchased it because it had peel and stick tiles and half of them were up and it was really bad. And so the owner, before we brought it to our place, peeled them all up for me. And so I have a client whose husband does flooring, and we bartered. He came out and did a marvelous job on my floor. It's vinyl planks that looks like wood. It almost feels like wood too. And then I got my rug on Amazon. And I have a sublimation printer I purchased and never have set up yet. I just purchased it a few weeks ago, but I'm excited to get that set up and try that too. Well, there it is. That's where I craft, that's where I make my videos, and now you know. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite part was. Give me some suggestions. It's organized, it's an organized mess, okay? But go ahead and leave me a comment anyway. I love reading your comments. I love connecting with you. I really appreciate all of you. And remember to be still and know that He is God.